Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back Monday night, Tuesday morning to be exact, with another episode of Terrell's Take. Let's jump into it, folks. We got NBA basketball to talk about. We got the NFL draft coming up. Can't wait. Can't wait. First things first, the Brooklyn Nets just got swept. The Brooklyn Nets just got swept. A team consisting of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving just got swept. What world are we living in? What part of the simulation is this part of? Two of the best scorers in NBA history have just gotten swept. Yeah, the supporting cast might be a little older. It might smell like Ben Gay in the locker room. Now, you had production from Blake Griffin and Bruce Brown in this series. There is no excuse for this Brooklyn Nets squad to get swept. A full, clean sweep. Usually when you get swept, it means you're tired. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. You don't want to play basketball anymore. Or whatever sport you're consistently playing, you don't want to be there anymore. You can't win a game. A game. A game. The Hawks won a game this series against the Heat. The Nets have battled at times, but I think Boston wanted it more. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum just wanted it more. Probably heard all that crap they were talking this summer at the Olympics. I know it hurt. Being beat by them last year, they were focused coming into the season. They didn't look at it at all times, but they finished strong. And when they got the Brooklyn Nets, especially Jason Tatum, he told KD, I am not scared of you. I am not that same kid at the camps. I'm not the same guy from last year. Put the team on his back. Jason Tatum balled. That's the point blank of it all. Jaylen Brown has balled. I'm not going to hold you. Early on in their careers, I thought Jaylen Brown would be the better player. Had more fire, had more tenacity. But Jason Tatum, probably one of the best Duke products to come out in a long time. A very long time. Brandon Ingram's pretty good too. But Jason Tatum, this might be his league. Adam Silver, if you're looking the guy to push after LeBron's gone, might be it. Might be in Boston. Ugh, Boston. Anyway, yeah, Jason Tatum's that guy. Jaylen Brown, the terrible Jays, if you want to call it. Shout out to Marcus Smart. Not a biggest fan of how he gets down, but he plays hard. He knows his role. Forgot where I heard this at, but Marcus Smart, they've been looking for point guards. Marcus Smart's been there all along. He just said, "Hey, I got it," and he's balled. He's balled. He has done everything the Celtics have asked him to do and more, and that's all you can ask. That's all you can ask for in basketball. Play within your game. Know yourself. Improve on what you can do. There's still no excuse for the Brooklyn Nets to get swept. None at all. None. If Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant retired today, they would be first ballot Hall of Famers. KD will go down as a top five small forward, and Kyrie will go down as one of the best scorers, point guards ever. ever, and you got swept. You got swept. You got swept. I'm sorry. Getting swept means you don't care. You just don't want to be there. Yeah, you play hard in spurts, but uh, where's your fight? KD in game one, you're just standing there on that last possession. Are you not in tune with the game? KD might be mentally off this series. I don't know. He has something going on in his personal life. I'm not going to speculate on that, but he has to be better. Kyrie Irving, you have to be better. Kyrie Irving, you have to play games, man. You made a commitment to your team. I get a lot has gone on these past couple of years. COVID, riots, social justice. Man, you gotta get out there and play basketball. Don't do it for me, although I enjoy watching you play thoroughly. Don't do it for the people that pay you, because at the end of the day, they probably don't care about you. Fine. But do it for the guys that's next to you. You call KD, hey man, let's go do something in Brooklyn. I agree with Stephen A wholeheartedly. KD might have still left the Warriors because he had that spat with Draymond, fine. But you called Kevin Durant and say, let's go be special in Brooklyn. And you're not there to play. How can you go to war with people you know that won't be there for you? If I'm Kevin Durant, I know Kyrie is your guy, man, but man, you got to get out there and play. Shoot, James Harden doesn't have the best track record, but he looked at Kyrie and said, man, why aren't you playing games? Why are you doing all this? James Harden is saying that. Didn't say it outright, but that's probably why he didn't want to be there anymore. Truly, Kevin Durant doesn't say. He's probably thinking the same thing. Like, dude, can you come play basketball with me? You look like you turned it off to turn it on. That's fine, but that doesn't build cohesion. All those reps you missed during practice, maybe all those games you missed, that repetition, that matters comes playoff time. It's all the experience of every game you've played to that point, and you're putting on your best effort. You're taking a punch, throw your counter punch. What did you study the film, man? I don't know what Kyrie has going on in his personal life. That's his business. He's been fasting these playoffs. I'm glad he's found some spiritual enlightenment. I believe we all should find that. But Kyrie, man, you got to play basketball or not. You can retire, but don't make a commitment then go out. Like I said, don't do it for anybody else. Do it for the guys that's next to you. Do it for the guy you said, hey, let's play basketball together and prove everybody wrong. Because I know Kyrie, excuse me, I know Kevin heard all the talk in Golden State. Hey, yeah, they're winning. KD has a ring now, but that's Steph's team. Draymond said it himself. We don't effing need you. He looks right, by the way. But nonetheless, they went on a mission to prove everybody wrong. Draymond sent out those laughing emojis talking about he's not talking about Kevin Durant. Okay. Okay, man. Focus on beating the Nuggets right now. Play with your food yesterday. Should have closed them out. That should have been a sweep. I just believe Denver's been out talented. No one would have saw this explosion from Jordan Poole. But to close this Kyrie and KD situation out, They got to come together, man. They got to come to Allah, somebody, Buddha, talk to somebody. Hey, we need to figure this out. We have put too much into this for it to go out like this. This cannot be the outcome anymore. You need to get together. Kevin Durant, you're going to have that sit down with Kyrie and talking about, man, I need you. And I'm doing my best from here on. I'm going to need your best from here on. Maybe they had that conversation already. But is Kyrie actually listening? Kyrie doesn't seem like a guy who likes to be spoken to in any manner that he has to be challenged. Sorry, that's my take on Kyrie. When Kyrie went on first take, when he was talking to Stephen A. and Max Kellerman, come off very combative when they were just asking him questions. I get it, athletes are skeptical of the media. I get that to a degree, but it almost felt like you went on first take to just give me your butt to kiss. And it looked like that happened in Cleveland with LeBron. Kind of looks like that would happen in Boston with the Celtics. I wonder if we asked Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, hey, was Kyrie a good person to talk to after a tough game or two? I wonder what they would say. I really wonder what they would say. Nets got to figure it out. In other NBA news, went over to Golden State. Yeah, they played with their food yesterday. They should have swept the Nuggets. I know I just said no team should be getting swept. On the Nuggets hand, they did what they were supposed to do. They fought. They made Golden State pay for every little mistake they did. They did what they were supposed to do. Golden State played with their food. They got close and got close. Hey, we're gonna showboat a little bit. Hey, I'm Steph. I'm gonna stick my tongue out. Hey, I'm Jordan Poole. I can do reverse layups very acrobatically. And I'm Draymond. And I can pass. And every time I pass, everybody makes it. It's cute. But anyway, yeah, you play with your food, guys. Put it on the next game. Get that rest to get to the next series. Next on the docket, Mavericks just won. They beat Utah. That's a back and forth series. Mavericks go ahead 3-2. Seems like this series has gone, hey, we're going to get the late lead and we're just going to run with it. It seems like whoever's winning the fourth wins the game. I think this series goes 7 with Luka and company pulling it out. Memphis and the Timberwolves has been a very exciting series. It's probably been the best series these playoffs. The young upstart team who's gotten the 2 seed this year versus the meticulously established Timberwolves who have gotten asset after asset after asset who's now putting their best foot forward as a 7th seed. They underachieved this year. Cat, you have to step up, man. He stepped up last game. Kudos. Ant's young, full of life, just wants the ball. Experience will come to him, and it will slow down for him. Job, he struggled a little bit. Everyone in this series seems like they're trying, even with Cat's faults. Seems like they're trying, so they're just young people all around, and they're just going to figure it out on the fly. No, that's why when Cat does mess up, it's bigger because, like, dude, you've been here before. We're supposed to look to you and say, hey, pull the weight, lead the young guys, get us a bucket when we need it. Cat, you're very talented, man. A very talented player, but you just settling for jump shots. Like you're a 5'11" point guard. You don't need to do that, man. You're talented. Get closer. develop a post game, man. None of these bigs today have a post game to memory. I used to hate watching Tim Duncan play, but it worked. Patrick Ewing, it worked. Shaq, it worked. Hakeem, it worked. Hakeem was very skilled. He could front up to the basket too, but he understood, hey, I gotta put my back to these guys if I had the chance. I'm not gonna be one of these old guys that say you have to get in the post every play, but man, get a game of it. Look at PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker has a game of it. Killed the Hawks. Cat, there's no excuse for to be that talented and just to have these games. It feels like once in a blue moon. When you play well, it should not be a surprise, Karl Anthony Towns. You're too talented for that. I challenge you to do better. Going to go to the Pelicans and Suns now. Very interesting series. That Devin Booker injury was huge. Huge. Changed the whole landscape of the Western Conference. Like I said on my last show, I had them winning it all. I don't think that can happen now with Devin Booker and that hamstring injury. A hamstring injury takes a month and a half to almost feel good again where you can run full speed. Yeah, maybe after 2 weeks it'll feel comfortable just walking. But once you run on that thing, it's gonna hurt. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel slow. You're going to feel a pull, some type of discomfort in that leg. To be honest, I wouldn't even force it. Send him as many games as you need, and you might just have to bite the bullet for next year. Sorry, Phoenix. Chris Paul has bad luck. And whether he didn't get injured this time, it was his running mate in the backcourt. The Pelicans have been fighting. Brandon Ingram has put his best foot forward without their supposedly best player in Zion. That has yet to be seen because he doesn't play. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because he's still trying to get his legs right. He's dunking up and down pregame. That thing is screwy. I just think he doesn't want to be in New Orleans. He's scared to say it, but he just doesn't want to be in New Orleans. We saw a draft day to a degree. Players ain't gonna openly come out and say, "I don't want to play in this city." It's very taboo, even though they probably think it all the time. But most of them try to say, "All right, I'm gonna make it work for us as long as I can." I think Zion just said, "Hey man, I'm tired and hungry. I ain't got time to make this work right now." Um, Looks like they might not need him. That's a rush to say. They'd probably be better with Zion, but if Zion's not going to make the commitment to the team, then they should probably look elsewhere. They probably get a good haul for him. Zion could probably use a good change of scenery, so I would look at that if I was New Orleans. The Hawks and the Heat. Trae Young, there is no excuse. You're too talented for this. Came out and said, yeah, they're throwing every double team at me. They're switching everything, man. You're too talented for that. Too talented. I know your supporting cast has let you down for most of the year, but they've given you pretty good production in these playoffs to a degree. You have to show up. You have to be that catalyst for your team. You're the best player. You've shown you can be a superstar. You're a great closer. You're a great shooter at times. Streaky. But you're just settling for jump shots. You can't say that's not what you're doing. Saying they're switching everything. Miami has done a great job defensively this series. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra, and I believe Eric Spoelstra just running circles around Nate McMillan in the coaching category, but that is still no excuse Because on paper, the Hawks are better offensively. Miami has not played lights out on offense, and they're giving you opportunities on defense. Supporting cast has missed shots, so I can't blame that on Trey. But where's the ball movement? You're not challenging the Miami defense. You saw early on Sunday night. Yes, Sunday night, the Hawks look good passing the ball. What happened to that? Yeah, they pressed a little bit, try to get the ball out of Trey's hands, but that's no excuse. The Knicks tried to do the same thing last year. Those guys were younger too, supposedly more athletic. Different coach. Yeah, with Tibbs has always had the defense first mentality. So I don't want to hear it can be done. It has been done. Don't get mad at reporters after the game. Be better. Miami again. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. They're the first seed for a reason. I think their lack of offense will come back to get them. Depending on Tyler Hero and Strus and the occasional Jimmy Butler outburst for offense, I don't think will do them well in the long term. But they're doing it now against the Hawks. Tyler Hero is their leading scorer this playoffs with 20 and 7. So no one on the Hawks can guard Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is a good player. Should not be giving your team 20 points. There is no one that on the Heat that you have the key on offensively to where Tyler Hero can just go off for around 20 points. That can't happen. I'm sorry. No, no, nah, 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 nah. I don't think the spirit of Martin Luther King would like that at all. He could go to State Farm Arena and see Tyler Hero playing like that. He would probably make him happy. Everybody looks equal. But I had to tell Dr. King, no, the Hawks are just really bad on defense. Got to be better. Got to be better. The Hawks will lose this series. What do you do to get better this offseason? I would look at Damian Lillard. The Hawks have shown the propensity to be better when they play a two-point guard system. Shoot, the Hawks' best player these playoffs, you could argue, has been DeLon Wright. It's not the best ball handler, not the best offensive player, but it's another option to put the ball on the floor and get some type of penetration besides Trey. The Hawks have two bigs who struggle to get their own shot and can't finish at the rim consistently, and two streaky shooters who can't put the ball on the floor, and Kevin Huerter and Bogdan Bogdanovic. If they're hitting their shots, it's cool. But as we've seen this year, they have been very streaky. Last year it felt automatic. This year it's like, I don't know if that's going in. I would get Damian Lillard. There's another point guard you can. Damian Lillard will play the two here. Trey will still be the point, but that's another guard who's very good offensively, who can put the ball on the floor, put pressure on the defense to collapse, and Damian Lillard can scout. Okay, is that a shooter over there? Okay, here. It's my big around here. Dump it off to him. Trey somewhere around here. Get him the ball. We'll recreate this. We'll start over. Reset the offense. It gives you another offensive piece, a very good offensive piece. Two guards who can break down the defense by themselves, I believe would get rid of John Collins. Go replace John Collins with the defensive minded four or offensive minded four. Either or, I don't care. Because John Collins isn't good at both. Can't get his own shot. Not that good on defense. Guy can't put the ball on the floor consistently. Can't play with his back to the basket consistently. Can't finish at the rim consistently. Especially now with his hands hurt. Can't even catch lobs in this playoffs. Said last year John Collins should have been resigned. Hawks ran back with the same squad with no improvements whatsoever, besides a backup point guard. He didn't get play for half the season. John Collins, thank you for your time in Atlanta. We have to do what we have to do to make the Atlanta Hawks better. So you have to go. Along with Herder or Bogdanovich, I'll keep one of them, but both of them are not needed. They do the same thing. One of them's hot one night, the other's hot one night. Okay. Can't count on that streakiness. Like guys, we need you guys to show up. Hunter has to be better too. He played well uh, Sunday night and actually led to the Hawks spurt. So I want to give him a lot of credit. But I'll give Hunter one more year to show you that he can be at least a number 2 or number 3 option on this team. Because that's what he was drafted for. Hawks have to be better. Trey, you have to be better. The same mentality you go at them refs at when you don't feel like you got the call you deserve. I need you to have that towards the players too. Maybe you do. I see you jibber jabbing at PJ Tucker, but I need you to put your game to that. Teams are going to try to get physical with you because you're so talented to get you out your headspace. I feel like Trey knows that, so he has to overcome that. I believe he will, but he has to mature. Trey Young has a lot of maturing to do. A lot of maturing to do. And last but not least, Doc Rivers, what is wrong with you, dude? Are you okay? The series is 3-0. I look up, it's 3-2. Originally, I had this series, being a little bit more competitive, but you're up 3-0. They won them the game, okay. They'll get gentlemen swept. They fought. They one more game, is tied. You go to game 7. Doc Rivers, dude, this is inexcusable. How many years are you going to let this happen? Ben Simmons gets a lot of flack for losing the Hawks series last year, but Doc Rivers had a lot to do with that too. Rotations were bad, let Atlanta off the hook a lot of times. If this series gets the 3-3, Doc Rivers should be gone. He should be out. Because I'm not a fan of doing the same thing over and over again. Because that means I'm insane. And I'd be insane to let you do the same thing over again. Even if it gets to 3-3, that's too far. The series is 3-0. There's no excuse for this game to be at game 6. If it goes to game 7, he should be fired. I don't care whether they win or lose. Game 7, you've been marked. You'll be gone. You will be gone, Doc Rivers. The way we look at him has been completely distorted for his championship ring in Boston. He underachieved with that team in Boston. Probably should have won more rings. Underachieved with the Clippers. The only thing that team made the Western Conference Finals. No, they didn't, because the first time they made the Western Conference Finals was last year. Dude, what is your problem? This player, that player, this excuse that I don't care. I don't care, Doc. Doc, what are you doing? And I'm pointing my finger at Doc because you're the coach. The buck stops with you, and this has been a consistent pattern with you. And I'll be a fool as a GM to let that pattern continue. Let it get to game 7. Let it get to game 7. I bet you'll be gone. That door gonna split you, boy. It's gonna split you. Because I want you to think how absurd it is to even let this series go 7. That would be worse than the Falcons choking that Super Bowl. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Falcons fan in recovery. I'm actually saying this has never been done before in basketball. What the Falcons did has never been done in football. That's a single game, so that's precedent. But you're up 3-0. You have 4 chances to close this series out. Excuse me, I say game 7, so you have 3 chances to close this out. Yeah, Doc, you don't let it get to game 7. Watch what happens. I'm talking like I'm the GM. I can't believe he done did this. I'm flabbergasted. I'm distraught. I can't believe he'll do something like this. How can you let this happen, Doc Rivers? Whew. Let's transition to the NFL. Got the draft coming up this Thursday. I'm ready for it, man. This draft has been a killer on the brain. There hasn't really been that consensus number one overall pick. So rumor here, rumor there, rumor everywhere. I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson has a lot of talk going number one. Pass on that. I seen what he did against Georgia. Yeah, he had some nice games against that team here or there, but I look what you do against the best competition. Georgia's the best team you faced all year, easily. Got bullied. Looked like he was a JV guy who called up the varsity because another player got hurt. Got bullied. Bullied. Take Trayvon Walker, Jacksonville. That would be your best bet. For the Falcons, Falcons have been league with everybody and their mama. I don't care who you take. The Falcons been league with Malik Willis, Garrett Wilson, Lamar Garner, Derek Stingley, Drake London, uh, Jameson Williams, Chris Olave. They take a baller, man. Let's take a baller. Personally, I think secure your defense. Go. You field 3 lockdown corners and get another corner with that team. You can make some noise in the future. Uh, you could take Stingley or Sauce. I wouldn't mind either. Sauce will probably be better day one, but Stingley has a higher upside to me. Stingley came in his freshman year and looked like a first ballot NFL Hall of Famer. We know those guys who look like they could probably come in and ball straight out of high school. They don't make them often, but Stingley looked at like his freshman year. Looked like his freshman year, man. Has a lot of Jalen Ramsey, just tall, lanky. Uh, can reverse his hip direction very well. A little Darrell Revis in him too. He's not bad on press. I like him as a press receiver as well. So the upside with Stingley is high. Injured this year, so his production was a little low. Uh, so maybe injury history can bring his draft stock down a little bit. Maybe his ability or his reliance on his instincts and natural talent has what's brought him down on draft boards. I don't know. But if I'm a front office, I believe I'd make that gamble. I don't know why teams don't trade rookies after their first year if they don't pan out or they struggle their first year. You probably get a good return on them. A lot of those GMs probably I can fix them. A lot of those coaches like I can fix them. So yeah, if I was a GM, and even I'll take the best player. He's not the best player. Okay, let me see who I can swindle real quick. Shoot, maybe they'll make him flip better. But at least you get compensation for it because obviously where's working for you. Look at Brett Favre and the Falcons. That was a little drawn out, but we get the point. Sauce Gardner's really good too. There's been talk about Nakobe Dean falling out the first round. That is insane to me. Absolutely insane. Nakobe Dean is the prototypical linebacker in the NFL in 2022. Big body, good instincts, tushy legs, good range, good speed. That's might be the closest thing we had to Ray Lewis. I know that's blasphemous, but the dude's a baller. You can make an argument Georgia's defense is not as good as it is without Nakobe Dean. Didn't see many teams going over the middle. Didn't see many teams getting good yards and running. You can credit that to the front seven as a whole, but Nakobe Dean was a big part of that. It would be very foolish to let Nakobe Dean fall out the first round. Every team would regret it for the rest of their lives, except for the team that ended up getting him, of course. Would I pick him at 8? Uh, if the Falcons were one player away from making this defense a whole, yeah, I'd take him at 8. But this is going to be a long rebuild. Uh, like again, if you want to solidify that defense with a good corner, go ahead, make that secondary the best it's ever looked in a very long time. Or if you want to go offense, get another wide receiver to pair with Kyle Pitts, and hopefully when you get the quarterback of your dreams, your offense will be set. I don't know. I don't care. Just take a good player, please. That's all I can ask at this point. Take a good player. And as far as receivers goes, I like Gary Wilson the best. If I was ranking them, Gary Wilson, Jameson Williams, Chris Olave, and Drake London. I like Drake London. Tall guy, very raw, basketball player, as we all know, but not the fastest guy. A lot of his highlights are just bully balling people and going over the top and going up and getting it. That's nice. I love that. I love that. I love that. But the Falcons need a lot to just go and pick a guy like Drake London right now. That's no insult to him. He'll be very good on some other teams that's further along, but on the Falcons, they can go get a guy that can create separation on his own. Devontae Adams guy, I believe that's what Gary Wilson is. Very hard guy to shut down in space, like Jameson Williams is too. But hey, that's my insight. That's my take, and thank you for joining me on Terrell's takes.